The king took out a weapon invented by humans for mutants. After disassembling it, he found that there were a few needles inside the gun. As long as you are shot by this kind of medicine, no matter how strong it is, mutants will lose their superpowers. The invention of this kind of medicine is all due to this bald boy. He has the superpowers that can suppress other people's superpowers. But after this news was spread, the king, who was originally hateful to humans, could no longer do it. This is to completely exterminate the mutants. So he gathered the rest of the intelligent mutants and prepared to fight back. The most effective way is to kill that bald boy. But finding him is as easy as finding a needle in a haystack. The king sent a model woman to break into the king's cell to search for information. But the information was exposed, and she was arrested. The king also wanted to know the location of Wan Shiwan. But the model woman at this time was deeply convinced by the king's personal charm. Not only did he refuse to answer any information, but he also molested the agent in front of him. So he found a chance to strike back with a hammer, with the skill of a model woman. Once he finds the opportunity, he will definitely become a nightmare for the enemy. But this is the military base after all. Without strong means of attack, he is still difficult to escape. The king has been trying hard to save the model woman. However, he still can't get her location. But one day, he has a happy discovery. The model woman in front of him not only has the ability to move at supersonic speed, but also has the ability to sense the rest of the mutants. At the same time, he also got a mutant with Omega-level armor, a powerful flying machine. With the help of the model woman, the king finally found the team to escort the model woman. He came straight to the mouth and shot. The first car was instantly crushed. Then the second car, the third and fourth cars. These cars are just toys in his eyes. Play as you like. He took down the special computer that came face to face. He led his brother into the car. The model woman didn't seem to be surprised and told the king that there were more than one mutant in custody. The king couldn't wait to expand his team. The first thing he released was the doppelganger. This guy is famous for his strength. With the doppelganger, he also grabbed 7 banks and was arrested. In addition, there is a heavyweight character, the Tank. This guy is the rare pure body type in Marvel. He is full of power. But at this time, a special agent secretly turned around. It seems that the model woman is in the center of the group. But the king took down the key level that affected the plot. The firemen of Hunan joined forces to burn it down. But the model woman took a pill, and her superpowers began to disappear. The crowd turned back to normal people. She is Wan's favorite Dali warrior. But the model woman without superpowers has no effect on her now. So he left her without hesitation. He had just heard from the model woman that the official was coming to the South China Sea, but he was not in a hurry to do it. For the sake of everything, he decided to draw the strongest of the mutants, the Phoenix girl, Chin. Now Chin has gradually unsealed the Phoenix power in his body. He can still control this power in his area and is always on the move. Charles is also very worried about his situation. He arrived here with Wan. The 2 big brothers are guarding outside the door. There is a strong smell of gunpowder in the air. Both sides are exhausted. Wan let Chin join them to fight against the humans. Charles was worried that Chin would run away. He kept comforting him to come back to the school. Chin didn't want to be thoughtless by others. He lost control and the energy ran out again. The uncle outside was worried about the professor's safety. He decided to break in to see what was going on. But the red tank that could return to the house was very cautious. The assailant was thrown into the house. The Phoenix girl also had the ability to launch an attack. The assailant didn't do anything, except pretending to be sick. But the Phoenix girl's super high-speed movement made the assailant eat a lot of bones. When the uncle was struggling to take over the room, he saw that the Phoenix power in his body had already destroyed the professor. Wan didn't expect things to develop to this extent. The professor has always been at odds with him, but sadness can't change the fact. He took the opportunity to take Chin away and was ready to launch the final attack on the humans. But Wan's heartlessness made the Phoenix girl panic. On the night before the war, the military locked Wan's den and sent a large number of elite troops to encircle it. But when they arrived, they found that there was only one person here. It was the Phoenix girl's Phoenix voice. Wan had already expected this result and came to a sudden surprise. At that moment, he was leading a large number of elite troops to kill the Devil Island, which is the location where the boy was. So many people want to cross the sea without a transportation. Tool is not easy, but Wan never played by the rules. Just one time, the Xmen bridge, which weighed millions of tons, was cut off, and the bridge was directly connected to the Devil Island. All the military personnel were surprised at this scene. Then Wan led a group of young men to attack Brazil. Fortunately, there was still a large number of guards here, and their weapons were all made of special plastic materials, so that Wan's ability could not be maximized. So, Wan could only let those low-ranked soldiers be the front line as cannon fodder, and continue to consume the military's super-powerful Soviet units. In the face of this situation, the military directly launched a special cannon. which could fire tens of thousands of bullets per shot. But this trick still failed to win the battle and was easily resolved by Juan. Then he let the Phoenix Girl launch the shockwave. The remaining plastic weapons were soon destroyed. Without the greatest threat, the situation was clear. But then the Phoenix Girl killed with the X-bow. They asked Professor Bing Chung to stop the conflict between the two sides and shoot further. With their help, the human army had the capacity to fight against Juan's mutants. The little fish still played the role of cannon fodder. Their abilities were extraordinary. For example, this mutant that can regenerate double arm still caused a little trouble for Uncle Lan. But in front of Duan Zijue's feet, this ability was still not enough. Juan's situation was worse. Immediately send a red tank to solve the source first. As long as the X-bow is killed, this war is over. The Phoenix Girl followed up. Her ability is to be able to cross any object directly. What she touches will also cross with her. However, this ability is basically ineffective for the red tank. With all his strength, he tried his best all his life. The Phoenix Girl could only run all the way, but the heavy steel cement was easily broken. Fortunately, this guy was big and brave. The Phoenix Girl just took a small hit and successfully turned it away. As long as she finds the boy immediately, she forgot that as long as she gets close to him, she will lose her superpower. Seeing that the red tank had already chased in, the Phoenix Girl was angry and deliberately quarreled with Yan Yu. The angry, old man ran over. As a result, the Phoenix Girl finally killed a middle-aged woman and played her only role in this play. At this time, the situation outside the scene was getting brighter and brighter. Lan Wan's right-hand men were defeated one by one. The rest of the miscellaneous soldiers did not succeed. Seeing this situation, Lan Wan had to shoot in person. The firemen of Yu Yipan set up a combination skill. The car thrown out became a fireball bomb under the support of the firemen. Suddenly, the situation on the battlefield changed again. Faced with this situation, Lan Wan could only command the soldiers to stand and run. At this time, the soldiers stood up and blocked their attack with their own ice steam. The battle between ice and fire was fierce. However, the cold air seemed not to take the upper hand under the scorching fire. The firemen soon gained an overwhelming advantage. The soldiers had to enter the freezing state to resist the high temperature. The young and crazy fireman did not realize that he could control the flame, but could not create the flame. Once the firework was destroyed by the opponent, he was helpless. As a result, the soldiers won by defeat and moved back. At this time, Lan Wan saw a winged chicken scattered on the ground. A few people looked at each other. A plan came to life. The Storm Lady first used her own ability to create weapons to cover the path. Then, Gun Li threw Lan Su to death. The so-called Qin Thief first killed the king, but his life's hard work was not a threat to Lan Wan at all. However, Lan Su was just a bait. Their killing move was the beast hidden deep inside. The 4 bodyguards got into Lan Wan's body. The crazy old man who was about to kill became an ordinary old man in an instant. Seeing that the big event was over, Lan Wan turned his eyes to the deep Qin. He hoped he could turn the tables. Otherwise, the mutant would not exist in the future. Qin was still hesitating whether to shoot. Unexpectedly, at this time, the reinforcements of the army arrived. They didn't know that Qin was attacked alive. This move completely cooled Qin down. The power of the Storm Lady instantly overwhelmed the whole body. His spirit was once again unstopped. It became a Storm Lady killing machine. In a single year, he atomized everything around him. The power of Qin's Phoenix is almost the existence of a second sky, a second earth, a second air. If it can reach the peak, it can even create, destroy, and reproduce the universe. It is an omnipotent power of the universe. The power shown now is just a tip of the iceberg. Everything around him was destroyed. It was a dead end. Now only Lan Su's strong healing ability can barely resist. In addition, the Phoenix's inexplicable feelings for Lan Su gave him a chance to stand in front of Qin. When he heard Qin's inner distress, Lan Su had no choice but to give birth to Gan Zhao to end this terrible disaster. But the story between the Storm King and Charles is not over yet. Hey, wasn't Charles wiped out by the Phoenix? Actually, no. The professor actually has a twin brother. Because of the professor's strong spirit, the brother's consciousness was wiped out in his belly. So after birth, he was just an unconscious body. The professor has been using a device to keep him from giving up. Unexpectedly, he became his own life-saving straw. And Charles should have been in the nursing home, but he still did not dare to become an ordinary person.